Hey, this is Trucker Trev here for RSG, and I'm gonna show you something. Enough with this. We're gonna show you the Logitech G27, and basically, it's gonna be the most inexpensive wheel you can get on the market today, with a 6-speed shifter and a clutch, along with your gas and brake pedal. Got some paddle shifters. I'll show you all about everything coming up. So what you need to do is stick around for this check it out review. Alright, so we're going to go from the smallest to the biggest. So small starting out, we have the power block. Yes, this is going to need a power block, and it's going to be two-pronged like you see right here. And then we're going to go up to here, and maybe you'll be able to see it. It is 24 volts, 1.75 amps, and that's DC that it converts it to. So that's actually going to be quite powerful of a block. Let's move on to the gear shift next. Alright, so starting off on the side, we have a plastic screw type clamp that actually holds more than you would imagine. It's pretty intense how much that can actually hold. Then you have your actual clamps. These are pretty darn strong, and for obvious reasons. You know, these little plastic teeth here actually do clip on pretty well, at least any wood that I've tried to put it to, like desks or anything. And that is going to be a metal screw inside. You can feel, let's see if we can hear it. It's my fingernail scraping against the grooves. Okay, so it is real serious, and you would screw it in with this piece up here. And let's see if I can actually get a view of me doing that. You'll see it's going down, and we can screw it, and we'll go up. It goes up really slowly, but you'll be surprised how quick once you're trying to fasten it to something. Then when you're done, you just actually push it down and turn. It's tough because this can still move, but you know, you would just push it down, turn, and to the right, and it's going to stay down there. Now we need to adjust it again. We're gonna pop it down, turn it left, and it'll pop right up. So that's going to be how the whole clamping system works. Pretty simple and very efficient. Works great. No problems at all. So let's step on to the next piece here. We have the gear shift itself. The gear shift I love. One thing I'm not in love with is the boot. And you can kind of see I've got some tears in it all around there. So there is actual tears in the boot. Not too happy about that. That's a problem I guess many people have, and I thought I did something right to keep the boot from stretching too much, but it really didn't matter. So that's my only downside, really, to probably, you know, one of the only downsides to the steering wheel and shifter combo. The steering wheel has one other thing, but I'll get into that when I actually get into the steering wheel. So what we have here is we're going to go first, okay? And then we go second, and you'll see the pattern right up on top, and it even says reverse. So I don't, you know, I understand why they did it like that, but I don't know, that's not really where reverse is. It's not like an extra spot over that no one knows about. So it's gonna be, like I said, we're gonna have first, second, then we go third, fourth, and then fifth and sixth. Want to go to reverse, we're gonna push down, move over to where sixth would be, and push down. So that's going to be how you get into reverse, and then once you press it up, it'll fling all back. Now you'll hear the clicks. Let's listen for it. Can be a little noisy, but nothing too bad. Moves really quick though. When it's fastened to something, it just, like, hold on, let's see. I just threw it up with it. Hold on, let's see if we can do it with pinky. Yeah, and I'm not using my whole hand. Hold on. See, I'll put my arm down. I'll put my arm down so I can't really use my. I'll spot it. See, like, I'm just tapping it, and it can go. So it's really easy to actually do this. That's a little bit of a downside in a sense, because it's never that easy on a real standard. But hey, it still gives me the sensation that I am slamming into the next gear, and I'm very happy about it. So, last part we need to get on to here is going to be something that I guess it's another little pet peeve, but it really doesn't bother me. But it makes noise and moves around. It's not really like secure. I don't know why they wouldn't have just put it as a solid piece. Like, you can see it kind of flex and move there. And it's like, I don't really know why they didn't do it as a solid piece or whatever. I don't know why they needed to make it like that, but they did it, and regardless, it works. So these buttons here, everything's all just push buttons on here, and they work really good. Some people have complained about them, but I don't see why. Now on the top, you also have your buttons like A, B, X, Y, or what is it, X, circle, square, triangle, you know, for like PlayStation. It's kind of the same idea, so you could use them like that. And then you have your up, down, left, right, and diagonal, you know, and your whole D-pad here. So it works good. It's really nice. And then last but not least, this is something I guess goes along with this whole black backplate. Why the power light? I don't care to have a power light. I'll either know if it's working or not, because the wheel's either going to be stiff or not. Because when it's on, it is centered and held center. If you turn it, it'll spin back. So let's move on now, I think, to the pedals. Let's go to the pedals, and we'll move it on up now a little bit. As you can see, it is a very big bass, and it's kind of got some weight to it. Honestly, it's got a lot of weight to it, and I like that a lot. Well, let's move it up into the important part. So, here we have our pedals that are actually changeable. If you unscrew these right here, you have 3 different spots which you can move them into, so you can align these pedals more to what you like. So if you like your clutch and brake to be really close together, I actually kind of made it where everything was kind of even. But on each pedal you have 3 spots. They're set originally to the middle, but you can move them to the right or the left. It's not a huge difference, but it does make a change. So the clutch pedal, it has some resistance, not nearly as much as the brake, and then the gas has really no resistance whatsoever. It's really just like, it really is nothing. Maybe I can even, yes, even with the pinky. Can't really even do that with the brake, because the brake is like, can't really even do it with the middle finger. I have to do it with like my thumb on the brake. Yeah. It's actually got some pressure to it. But at least I can go all the way down with the clutch on my finger. I couldn't do that with the brake, so the brake is still stiff. But here's the raw truth, reality of it. When your foot goes on it, they just slam on down. There's not. A lot of people like to swap them out with load cells, and that's something that's awesome about these pedals. Is they really give you quite your bang for your buck with these pedals. It's pretty insane. So we'll move on to, I want to say the bottom, because that's something that impressed me, and that is going to be the carpet grabber. As you see right here, this spiky serrated strip, there we go. You know, when you have this deployed out, it will go up against carpet, and it's really kind of like, it's really pointy. You can really feel it. Do it with your finger and you'll be like, holy jeez. But it's really gonna hold it in place until you hit something really hard, like your brake or your clutch. The gas uses so little of pressure that it really doesn't matter, because you're not really forcing on it. But once you start hitting the clutch, for instance, it might sway it over to the side. But it actually does hold it better than anything else I've seen on carpet. So, what do you do when you don't want the carpet grabber, though? You do like it originally was put, and just push it in. To get it out, you just pull on this little thing here, and it flops right up. So, that is what you would do for carpet, and of course the rubber feet are going to be for your wood floor or hard surface. As far as on the back here, these are mounting holes. There's 6 mounting holes, 3 on the bottom and 3 on the top. Let's see if we can get them all in. Almost. And you'll see that that's for people who want to put it more to a rig. What people will do though is when they usually start using mounting holes and stuff like that, they're getting a little more intricate. Now, I don't recommend you do this unless you don't care about your warranty on the product, so that's totally on you. But they like to swap around the 3 pedals, obviously not the brake, because the brake is the brake and it is where it is, but to make it where it can be reverse mounted. And it's really not too tough to do, to where the pedals would sit like this, more like a real car. So imagine this was the gas and then it would go down. So more like a real car, it would be like this. And those mounting holes really make it able to do that if you are willing to take this and swap around your pedals. Starting on the wheel, we are ready to start on the wheel finally. And this is going to be, part of it is going to be the mounting. It's kind of the same idea as the other side, where you push down, okay, and lock it. And then you can push down, untwist, and do that. Now you can adjust it. And now these clamps have a big clearance space. But what if you have, you know, a small desk and that clearance space is just not, you know, that's too much. You need to make it smaller. So what they do is they give you these little pieces that you see right here. Okay? And what you do is you just kind of clamp them on. So once they're on, now you have less space that you need to worry about if you have a smaller desk that you need to clamp it to. So that's something cool. I'm glad they put that in case you needed to do so. So how they have this all set up is right over here. You're going to put in the power plug. There's a little hole right next to one of the connectors, and you cannot mess the connectors up because one is female and one is male. It looks like they are serial, so it's not going to be USB for the shifter or the pedals. So first of all, you would have over here is going to be the female on this end, so we would put the pedals over here. Now you're going to also have the male end on this side and the female over here for the shifter, so you can't mess them up. Now once you have gotten that, you will have to wrap them up most likely because they are about 5 to 6 foot cords between each unit, and then you would just finish off by routing them out through here. There's 4 cable marks, so you can do the 4 cables that will run out of here. And then your last that's actually sticking out is going to be just your regular old 2.0 connection that you see right here. So moving on to the wheel a little bit more, I'll show you more of a full size when we get to that. But for right now, you have the main center. Basically what you can have here is you would actually be able to take the steering wheel off this way. Like I said, any of this is going to be modifications and it would void warranty, so I'm not suggesting you do so. But you could just Allen key these off. If you ever do that, make sure the unit is unplugged and turned off because it will start spinning on you like a mad wild thing. So you have your rev meter here, and it's going to show you, just like, you have your green, your orange, your reds, all the way to the top. And that's going to be great for some games, and some games don't use it, so it just stays on the whole time, and it's kind of annoying. Other than that, in the middle, I wish they would have had more of a button, kind of like a horn, because I think that would have kind of been cool. But then if you did the 3 on the left and right, they are pretty awesome over here to have them, because a lot of other wheels just have the wheel and that's it. And just like I was saying on the gear shift, we kind of need buttons. Buttons are really good when you have like Truck Simulator and stuff like that I love to play. Of course, you're going to have your paddle shifters on each side. I tend to use them for blinkers because we all know what shifter I use if you watch me on Twitch, because I love having that regular gear shift and slamming it into gears. This is going to be some flimsy tin, so by the way, if you kind of get mad and you just like even hit it with your knuckle like that, like you son of a bee, and yeah, just do something like that, it will probably dent, like kind of mine is. So don't worry about that. We'll continue past that part. Now, last part I think we need to get on is the ventilation. They have ventilation holes because this thing, after many hours of use, can get hot. But I've never really run into the issue with the ventilation holes, so I don't know. Apparently it loses some of its force feedback when that happens, but I've never ever come across this. Right, so we're going to start off with something that drives me a little nuts by plugging it in, and that is that every time that you plug this in or start up your computer, it's going to do that. Now you can see the lights up top, as you saw they were going on. We'll do that one more time so you could see how the lights are up there. So we're going to see that one more time. And there's the lights. Let me see if I can stop it. See, if you stop it in the middle of its calibration, there's the lights. It'll do it again. So don't think just by holding it there it's just going to go magically away. So, finishing off, as you might have heard when it went around a couple of times, when it gets around to the other side, you get this sound. I don't know what this sound is, because on the other side, that sound's not there. So, I don't know, a little worrisome right there, but it does give a little bit of chatter. That's kind of the chatter you'll typically hear, is kind of like a bunch of this, like something like that, you know, to that nature. It's really not bad. It's really not too loud. It can be a little bit, but nothing too bad at all. It's not like any of those gears, and I mean, listen to it. Let's listen to it. It's really not that bad. It's really quiet, and it makes a huge difference when you're racing with this. Like I said, this does turn 900 degrees. Just like your car steering wheel will turn 900 degrees. So that's a big plus for this. I'm going to leave off here just by saying that I really think you need to check out this wheel if you don't have a wheel already. It's going to be one of the best that you can get. And it really is worth the money that you spend. Like I said, I got mine for pretty low. It's inexpensive. I got mine for $230. And I've seen it go as low as, I've seen people sell it for $80 on like a Craigslist, you know, on a used site, because, you know, that people buy it for like the PS3 because it works for both PS3 and PC, and people, you know, get it for the PS3 and they think they're going to use it, then they end up really not using it, and it sits around collecting dust and someone sells it. So you can find these pretty cheap. I bought mine brand new for $230. I've even seen them as low as $150. So you can really get some serious deals. It's been out for quite some time, so just imagine for how long this has been out that it's still one of the top contenders of any steering wheel you can get. And that's why I say you really got to check it out, and I really enjoy this product. But as for you guys, if you all enjoy this video and you like this video, please hit like, and, you know, hey, maybe you can even favorite it. That'd be pretty awesome. And then you can also subscribe to my channel if you like my channel. Other than that, you can follow me on Twitter, and you can also check out my Twitch. They're both Ready Set Game 87. That's Twitter is at Ready Set Game 87, and Twitch is going to be Ready Set Game 87. So, if you want to look in my description, you will see some other stuff too. And for all those who are going to keep tuning in, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.